This is the reason. This is why you have to start right now. You've got 1 month left and then 2024 is gone. Boom, 2044 is done, you've missed it. This is why you have to start right now. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, Bodu.
Hi, everybody. This morning, me and Koa are in the garden getting nice and muddy and dirty, and we're doing a few jobs. This is our little garden here. If you're like us, you want to be on a big property with a big, beautiful homestead growing all your own fruit and veg. Well, if you're a little bit like us, this is where it starts. See that big one? Can you see the big one in there? I want you to grab it and pull. Pull it up. Pull hard. Pull, 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 pull. Got it, Beta. Whoa! You got it. What are you doing? Tell me what you're up to here. Each other. Let's stick each other. What are you doing? Tell me what you're up to here. You were getting the dirt from here. And what are you doing with it? You're mixing it up?
Yeah.
And what are you going to make?
Cake.
You're making a cake?
Yeah.
What do you think Mum's going to say when she sees all your dirt on your clothes? Do you reckon Mum would be happy or sad?
Sad.
Sad, yeah, because it's very dirty. And now she has to wash all of that. What are we going to do?
Take off.
Take off the clothes?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a quick little tour and show you a few things here in my garden and what's going on, and that'll help explain to you why you need to start a veggie garden. Now with the potatoes, I think they're doing what they're supposed to. I think they're meant to die off, and then when they go brown, there'll be potatoes under there, hopefully, but I'm not really sure. I did have a little dig. There's a potato there. So I'm hopeful that this whole thing is just full of potatoes. Also tried some onions here. The birds bent these, but then they never really fix themselves. They don't look very happy. In hindsight now, I think I planted them all a bit too close. And the same with these onions that I did here. They're all just a little bit too close, and maybe if I just wait a bit longer, they'll come good, but I'm not really sure if they're going good or bad. We'll see. Here I've got some peas that we're doing for the first time as well. Down the bottom, some of them are looking a little bit sad. You can see the colors down the bottom is a little bit yellower, a bit browner, but then up the top, they're doing okay. And there's a couple little peas coming along. So I'm not really sure, but I think the peas are doing okay. We're getting a few peas. These tomatoes that I'm doing, they seem to be going really good. They're like, I don't know, they're growing and they look healthy. I think they're going okay. These eggplants down here, they're not doing as good. I'm pretty miserable and they've hardly grown. I've got a few other things here that I've tried to transplant, and they're not really, well, they're growing slowly. I don't know if they're supposed to grow a lot faster, but it's really hard to tell whether they're doing good or bad. They're chilies and capsicums. This rhubarb here, the leaves just keep dying like this. I thought that I was possibly over-watering, and now I think that I've been underwatering, and I really don't know, and it just keeps dying. So at the moment I'm watering a lot and hoping that I was underwatering. I'm not really sure what's going on with the rhubarb, but it's surviving just. And here we have a couple cucumbers. I think they look quite sad. There is a cucumber growing in there, so that's a good sign, but I think these are meant to be much bigger by now. Don't really know what's going on here, and we're not going to get a whole lot of cucumbers by the looks of it. Everything that I'm trying to grow here, I'm pretty much growing for the first time, and growing for the first time means you don't really know how it's going. Could be going good, could be going bad, and most likely most of this stuff is going to be going bad. That's just, well, I hope not, but the reality is it's the first time trying it. For the amount of seeds that I tried to start, I reckon like maybe 50% germinated. And then with those 50% that germinated, then 40% grew half alright. And then out of that 40% that grew half alright, I tried to transplant them. Maybe 30% that I transplanted actually stayed alive. And then a few more have died. And I'll probably, like, from what I tried to start with to what I've actually ended up with, maybe I've got 25% of the stuff alive. And then out of that 25% that's alive, I don't even know if it's growing and it's going to produce fruit, or it's going to just be, you know, tree that doesn't produce fruit, and we'll chop it off and throw it in the furnace. Or it's a vegetable and will it produce vegetables? But even though I've got like 25% that's here growing and looks like it may be doing okay, some of it might not even produce fruit or vegetables, and it might end up failing. We will have to wait and see. This is the reason. This is why you have to start right now. You've got 1 month left and then 2024 is gone. Boom, 2044 is done, you've missed it. This is why you have to start right now. Because you might be like me, right? You might be someone who's thinking, oh, one day I want to grow some tomatoes, and maybe you just want to have a couple vegetables, a couple bits of fruit, and that'll just be nice for you. Or maybe you're a little bit more ambitious like me, and you're like, mate, I actually want to grow so much vegetables that I don't have to go to the shops, and I want to grow all my own tomatoes, so then we can have extra tomatoes and we can can those tomatoes, and then we can use all the tomatoes to make all of our tomato sauce for our pasta sauce, and then we don't have to buy any pasta sauce, and all of our pasta sauce is homemade. Anyway, you get the point. You may be a bit more ambitious like me, or maybe you're someone who's just like, oh yeah, one day I'll grow some tomatoes, that'll be nice. But the point is life goes by so fast, and we always think, oh yeah, I'm gonna become that person, or in the future I'll do that, and then boom, a year goes by, another year goes by, and then you actually never end up becoming the person that you planned on becoming, or the person that you think you were gonna be. Let's assume you're like me, right? And you wanna grow a few tomatoes. Well, guess what? If you don't start now, you'll probably never do it, and you'll probably never become that person, because no one ever appreciates how much effort other people put in. And you look at things and you go, oh yeah, growing tomatoes, that's not too hard. But you know, it actually is quite hard. And half of what I did didn't even work. And then the ones that I do have here that look like they're growing, I don't know if they're gonna stay this tall, get taller. And even if they grow this big, I don't even know how many tomatoes I'm gonna get from it. And most of the plants that I've done here in the backyard, 50% of it's probably failed. And even if it's done half okay, it's like literally half okay. Like if I tried to grow turnips, instead of growing a full-size turnip, I grew a small turnip. It takes time to develop the skills to actually become good at gardening, to actually become that person that can grow tomatoes. And you can't spend your whole life thinking, I'm gonna be that person in the future, or next year I'm gonna do it. Because your life is happening literally right now. You have to start prioritizing the person that you want to be tomorrow, today. You can't have your list of person I want to be in the future, because the person you're going to be in the future is the person you're trying to be today, because it's going to take time to actually learn those skills. This YouTube channel is called Homestead on the Rock, right? I'm calling myself a homesteader. I'm probably the worst homesteader on YouTube. I'm living at my in-laws' house, upstairs with my wife and my whole family in the bedroom. This is our backyard. This is our homestead. It's not even mine. I'm growing half a few things in pots. It's not even a homestead. I'm probably the worst homesteader in Australia, and I've got a YouTube page saying I'm a homesteader. Doesn't even make sense. But the point is I'm out here failing day after day because I really want to be a successful, great homesteader in a few years. And next year I know my veggie garden is going to do much better. And next year I actually might get a few things. But that's because this year I've started growing such a variety of things, and most of it's failed, but now I'm 1 year ahead. So this is my advice to you. If you want to be the person that successfully grows vegetables in 2025, you need to fail at growing a few things today. So you need to go and get a pot from anywhere. Go to Bunnings, go to your nan's house, go wherever, get some pots, get some mix, get some seeds. It doesn't matter where, you're just starting, you're just learning. But go and get some and plant some so you can fail. Because it's going to take failing this year to have the success next year. Okay, I'm probably just blabbering now and carrying on a little bit, but I really just wanted to encourage you guys to start today becoming the person that you want to be in the future, because things take time and your life isn't forever. You only get such a short amount of time on this earth, and the way I was living my life wasn't really that great, and now I'm like, I want to make an impact and live a much healthier life. And I'm realizing that to actually make an impact and to be that healthy person that I'm trying to be, I'm not even going to be that person for a few more years. It's taking ages to become that person. So, and when I realize now, wow, this is going to take a long time to become this person that I want to be, I realize how many years I wasted, and I'm trying to drill it into your heads. Don't waste time. Don't just sit around thinking you'll become that person in the future. Just get out there and do it today. Here I am mixing up some potting mix that I make myself. I'm using 2 bags of cow manure from Bunnings. Those bricks that you see me throwing in, that's just old potting mix from pots that I'd previously grown stuff in, so I'm reusing the potting mix, but you've got to break it up a bit because it's gotten quite hard. That's some old potting mix from another old pot as well. That white stuff that you see me sprinkling in, that's perlite. That just helps keep the soil nice and fluffy and improves the water drainage. And all that brown stuff is cocoa coir, so I've been letting that soak and it's all fully absorbed to the water and now ready to mix in. And that is some eggshells. I've been collecting eggshells and grinding those up into a powder, so I've added that in there as well. I also added some blood and bone, but I didn't quite get it on the camera, and then just mix it all in and then water the pile so that it's all nice and moist, ready to use. Now it's been getting really windy and my tomatoes have been blowing everywhere, so I needed to make something, and I've developed this pot trellis teepee thingy majiggy. I think it works pretty good, and I'll show you guys what the plan is. Okay, so first we just drill a couple holes. This is just old irrigation pipe, and then measure it in there about this long, then cut that. Now we need 4 of these, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4. So now with these are going to slide in. These are going to sit on the inside of the tub, just like this. Drill some holes. And then I've got some cable ties. Then I put the cable ties through the hole like that. And then I've got all the cable ties ready like that. I'll slide the pipes in, tighten them up. And then I've just got some old bamboo sticks that we had laying around. And I'll slide them in the holes. 3, 4. And then, now there's 2 ways of doing the next part. This is how I've done the other ones, see? It's kind of like a teepee, and I think that's good. The other way of doing it is just to tie this around with a bit of twine and then not do a teepee, but I feel like it's not as sturdy if I don't do the teepee, so I'm gonna do the teepee again. And then voila. Once this is filled with dirt, hopefully this is very sturdy and good for growing my tomatoes. And I'm not really sure if this is a great system yet or not, but we're gonna give it a go. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't just cable tie the bamboo and I put those bits in why I put those pipes in there, it's so that I can slide this in and out. So if I wanna use it with a trellis, I can. If I don't wanna use the trellis, I can just slide this out and use the pot. Anyway, I just thought it was better to do it like that. To be honest, I don't even really know if it's the right time to be transplanting these, but the main reason why I'm transplanting these is because it's been getting so windy and they're just like, when the wind's out, they're like full bending them over like this. So I wanted to put them somewhere now. I'm gonna put them in here and then I might make a stake or a piece of string from the top. I don't know, anyway, the point is I'm transplanting them because I wanna protect them, not because I necessarily know that it's the right time to transplant them. Let me know in the comments below. Like, that's a fair bit of roots. Do you reckon that's good? Do you reckon I've waited too long to transplant these, or I should wait longer, or just perfect? Anyway, they're being transplanted. Okay, so I've tied it to the top there and it comes down, and then I've just woven it around the tomato branch a little bit, and I've tied it down the bottom, and I've tried to make it nice and loose so it doesn't strangle the tomato plant, but hopefully that keeps it nice and sturdy when it gets windy out here. And I actually think they look really great. That's probably the most aesthetic thing I've done in the garden. They look fantastic. I have never held a bee this calmly in my life, but now that I'm a gardener and I learnt that bees are necessary for growing things, I have becoming friends with them. And now the bees are my friends, they're my allies, and they don't sting because we're friends. But before we were enemies, of course they were going to sting me because they knew that I was an enemy. But now that we're friends, because we need each other, we don't sting each other, we just hang out and chill. We just chill together. I don't know what's going on with this bee. Maybe he actually already stung something and he's dying. I don't know, but he's not flying away, something ain't right. But we'll get rid of him. See you later, Mr. Bee. I'm also going to be today planting a few more seeds because, well, I can. This time of year, you can still plant more seeds. Now, if you're one of those brave people who's going to take my advice and sow some seeds and start your veggie garden before the end of the year, you just have to Google, what can I plant or what seeds to sow in Melbourne in December? So Google what to sow in December, Melbourne. And then you'll get a list of things that it's the right time to start growing where you are. I've got some seeds here. Look at this awesome seed box Samantha made me here. She put a Bible verse on there. Sow for yourselves righteousness, reap in accord with covenant love. Break up your unplowed ground, for it is time to seek Adonai until he comes and showers righteousness on you. Adonai, if you don't know, it means Yahweh, it means the Lord. If you were reading that in a normal Bible, it would mean seek the Lord until he comes and showers righteousness on you. So basically what that's saying is seek the right behavior and start doing good. And when Yahweh comes, he will shower his righteousness on you. That was an awesome Father's Day present from my beautiful wife. I think it's still good to plant these, so I'm gonna plant beans, lettuce, celery, tomato, cucumber, and chili. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try to plant that many in here. Maybe we won't get all of it done, but they're things that I think I can grow at the moment. This here is my very first vegetable garden, and I made a video about how I started. I showed you how I got my pots really cheap, how I made the soil, and where I got the seeds, and all of that is in this video here. So if you want to start a vegetable garden, you can go and watch this video and have a crack at starting your own vegetable garden. But that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope I inspired you to plant a seed and try to grow some sort of vegetable. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.